I want you to think right now what you think are some of your life goals. And if you don't know what they are, I'm going to teach you how to figure out what those are right now. Close your eyes and imagine this situation. You are 85 years old. You're in a bed. And at this point, you're kind of not really mobile enough to do too much. And not only that, but you're probably coming to an end soon. You maybe have some sort of life-threatening ailment that could maybe take you very shortly. You don't know how much longer you have. You reflect back on your life. And when you think back, what are some of the things you're thinking you will have accomplished by that point? Maybe it's something simple like you just wanted to learn how to ride a bike. Maybe you wanted to travel somewhere that you never got to travel to before. Maybe you wanted to earn a certain amount of money to just afford something that you always wanted, like a fancy car. Think about what you really want to say you did in your life that you can go back and look at. And at the same time, think about all the regrets you would have. What would you regret not having done if you didn't do these things? What could you have done that you should have? What would make you feel complete, like going on to the next life? What would make you feel like you left an impact, that you got the experiences that you wanted in life? Those are the things that you want the most, what you're thinking about right now. Those are the things that you should want to be doing. Now think about this from another perspective. Think of that same exact situation, except you're the age you are now. You know, for whatever reason, you don't have much time left. What do you think you're gonna do at that time? I bet you could write down a list of at least 10 to 20 things that you'd be like, damn, I gotta do this, 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 and this. And the reality is that could actually be a realistic situation. You really don't know when your life could be over, and you should start doing things that you want to do and getting to those things that you want to get done today. Like, you should just start now. If you can really visualize that in that way and super clearly, if you can really get that vision in your head and be like, wow, I really, really want this. Like, I'll be so upset when I get to that place if I haven't gotten this done. There's gonna be this little fire ember that's like burning, and it's like, now I feel it already. I'm like, wow, like, I gotta get this done. Before I turn on some streams, sometimes I'm just like, damn, like, I don't really wanna go live. Like, I don't really wanna talk today. I just wanna lay in bed and watch TV. But when I do something like this is a way that gets me hyped to do it again, because this is something that I am so passionate about. And I'll tell you guys what my things are that I wanna do. I want to make content creation into a career. I want to write a book. I want to get to a point at chess where I'm good enough to beat chess hustlers in the park at New York City. I've always wanted to travel to Japan. And so, like, these are things that you can list down and you can start taking action towards them right away. And when you start, after you start taking action, when you have times where you're getting less motivated, that's what I start to think about is what it really means to me. It's how bad you want it. If it's one of those things where you want it so bad, then you really shouldn't have excuses to not do it, and do whatever it takes to get there. And you can only have so many of those things. You can't have 50 different things that you want, unfortunately, and get them all done. Some people can, maybe, but it's hard. You have to pick and choose. You have to make sacrifices for other things to come to fruition. Like, this content as a journey requires sacrifices in other areas of your life. I have to turn down doing other things. Like, I just turned down going to dinner with my roommates to post my shorts for the day and prepare this live and eat food here. I've turned down so much stuff to make sacrifices for this. The other thing is discipline that you need to build. So discipline, as we mentioned in the beginning, is the ability to do things even when you lack the motivation to do them. Discipline is something you need to build, and it's actually extremely hard to do. You build discipline by building habits. Habits are when you do the same activity or action over and over and it becomes a habit. To build habits, you need to take action. Let me show you something. So one of my goals for this year was to incorporate fitness back into my life again. And one of the things I'm doing is I wrote it on my calendar to, like, this day I'm going to do a 10-minute fitness routine just at home. Today I'm going to do the following. It's going to be very simple. 10 push-ups, 10 squats, 10 rows, 10 ab leg raises, and I'm going to stretch. And that's it. And that's all I'm going to do. I wrote a 10 on like Friday, February 3rd, because I did 10 of each of those things. And then I did the same thing on Sunday, Monday, the next 2 days. So I did 3 days in a row, and then I skipped a bunch of days. I missed a bunch of days. I didn't commit. My goal for March is, okay, I started building a little bit of a habit. My goal now is to beat 7 days and to do it a little more. So I want to try and do like 10 days. And then by another couple months, I'll be able to start doing it every day. And then I'll be able to do it multiple times in one day. That's kind of how I'm taking action to start to slowly build it into a habit. So now let's relate this back to content creation. With YouTube, all I wanted to do initially with YouTube was just post a few videos. So my goal was to take action and post something. So on the end of August of 2020, I went out and posted a video. My goal was to eventually get into a habit of a consistent posting schedule. But the first thing is to take action. Put time on your calendar to do something and then do it. Do it on that day that you commit to doing it. You need to hold yourself accountable for these types of things. Do it just that once. And then once you're like, damn, that was awesome. Like, that's so cool that I did that. Like, I feel good that I started. The first part is so hard. You don't need to be consistent yet. Just find another day to do that thing. So then I was like, okay, now that I post my first video, I'll just start working on a second video. Maybe it'll take me a couple weeks, but I'll get it out eventually. And I was like, oh, that was sweet. Like, now I'll try get another video out, maybe another few weeks. And then after you do it like 5 or 6 times, like, okay, now my goal is to get to a weekly schedule. And then once I felt comfortable with that and made that a habit and I was consistent for months and months and months, then I started making it a twice weekly habit. And because I'm in the habit of doing it and I'm disciplined enough to uphold that habit, I have the motivation to do it because it's built into my routine at this point. So it's almost natural. And that's why it's so easy for people who work out to keep working out. They've already gotten in the motion habit. It's so hard to start. Once you do it, it's a lot easier. And that really goes for anything. I have found that motivation comes to me more naturally when I have discipline through habits. This is not something you can just build overnight or just suddenly have. It's not something that you can just summon or manifest out of nowhere. It is something that will take energy and commitment to do. But you can all do it. Like every single person here. You just start with something simple and then you build into more challenging things and you use those to build motivation to get things done.